Guys, welcome back to We Watched the Movie, and this is the spoiler review that you guys have been wanting. I don't know if you did or not, but you're gonna fucking get it, because you did ask for it, we're gonna give it. Because you want it, we're gonna give it. So yeah, Jay, Mike, spoiler time, here we go. Pacific Rim Job, that was the greatest porno I've ever seen.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah.
So this rift was forming on the bottom of the sea one day. It sounds like an opening to like a children's book. There was a rift one day, and then these people, yes. So the rift was forming, and these people, like, basically they were winning the fight for a while with their Megazords. Their fucking Power Ranger Megazord ripoffs. These big robots they built. But problem is they find out that the aliens are actually cloning these fucking beasts and sending them up through this rift, this intergalactic space dimension, into our world to basically colonize it, take it over, take all the nutrients and shit, and then go back and leave us bare and dry.
Hammerhead shark monsters.
I know, and so we decide, hey, we're gonna drop a nuke in that bitch, we're gonna blow it up, and that's gonna be the end of it. And that's it. That's really the whole.
But then the rift started to tighten. I wouldn't say lose, but tighten.
One of the scientists, what was his name?
Charlie Day.
Charlie Day mind melds, which is the whole thing how you drive a robot. You got to mind meld to drive.
He does the whole Jim Carrey Batman Forever feeding on your brain,
sucking on your IQ. Yeah, so he mind melds with one of these little alien monster brains that it was a fresh one that they just died, so he can mind meld with it quick. And once he does that, he figures out, hey, these fucking things are gonna kill us all. They're sending all these clones, and that's it.
Yeah.
But
Pretty
yeah,
much.
It's not like, I mean, it wasn't
It's a whole
like,
underworld. They're underneath us.
it wasn't, I mean, I was just gonna say, it's not like the most original, except for maybe the rift part and them coming up through the bottom.
I mean, at any point, if you're wearing a hat and you're trying to get inside of an alien's brain by wearing like this weird, just kooky looking hat, then it's probably not that futuristic. But I mean, it was futuristic. There was some cool stuff. They made it simple. They made it fun and understandable. I feel like he was going for like a Star Wars sort of deal with this whole movie.
Yeah, it felt
just like a fun, over the top, crazy, different worlds, different monsters type Star Wars feel, and it pulled it off for the most part. But you're just never gonna recreate that.
The only thing I didn't not that I didn't understand it, but it's kind of stupid, is like I said, they've been winning this war for a long time,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden these things start pouring out more and more, and they're increasing it. They're increasing the frequency of these monsters coming to Earth because they've tested our defenses and they understand what we're not going to fucking be able to handle. So it's like all of a sudden, like when our dick tips are against the glass window, we got to come up with something. They come up within like 23 days.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we drop a fucking nuke in the bottom. That's it.
Yeah.
And we gotta grab the monster, because the only way that you can go into the bottom of the rift is you have to take one of the monsters with you, because it carries a genetic code which unlocks this rift. What the fuck are you talking
It's all
about?
fluffy technology.
I
I mean, it's kind of like Mission Impossible type stuff. Like, it's just, okay, it'll work because it's a movie. I mean, it's a movie type stuff.
It'll work, Yellow.
But a lot of the shit in this movie is like, it's really, really like cliche. Like, you know what's gonna happen, you know exactly what's gonna happen next. But it's just so damn fun and happy. There's no like real dark. Like, we're talking about the apocalypse, but it never really gets dark. You're still the whole time you're just sitting there like, I want popcorn.
Well,
I don't give a shit. I'm having a great time.
This movie, Thunder Punches. Fuck, I said Thunder Punch twice. I don't know why I want to keep saying Thunder Punch.
I thought you were gonna say cunt punt.
Cunt punts.
Cunt punt.
What do you do? A Thunder Punches Transformer right in the fucking tank, into its cock and sausages. That's what it does. It fucking rips it off and eats it in front of it. It's everything that Transformers isn't. It's fucking better. It's faster. It's smarter.
Yeah.
It's PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. What are you gonna buy? I mean,
And the whole Charlie Day, Ron Perlman thing, all that shit, like him going and trying to find the brain. If this was a Michael Bay Transformers movie, Charlie Day's character would have been an annoying asshole who was like self-righteous, all this other shit like that, and he would have been unlikable, so you wouldn't have cared about this storyline. But it's Guillermo del Toro. They crafted the whole story better, and even though it's cliche, even though it's just corny summer fun, the characters were likable. So even Ron Perlman, who was supposed to be an asshole, he was hilarious.
the interaction between all the characters were good. Like, all the interactions were good, and Ron Perlman and Day and all those guys had, I almost want to say Daniel Day-Lewis, but Charlie Day and those guys, all of them had great interactions. And then with the whole thing with drifting, what drifting is because they figured out when they first built the first generation robot, one pilot can't do it because it's so massive. It's like this neural overload, and they can't do it. So they said the only way to work right and left hemisphere of the robot, the brain, you have to have two pilots, and they share these memories called drifting. The only thing I don't get about that, yeah, it's a little far-fetched, but it's the future. Fuck it. But the only thing I don't understand about that is there's one scene I think they talk about how, like, once both pilots are in this robot and they're drifting, like, there's no need to speak anymore because the person already knows what you're gonna say. But why? Sometimes they're like fucking talking. It's like, I'm gonna launch the Tomahawk missiles now. Click. It's like, if I was like, I fucking know.
Yeah, I thought you were connected in your brain.
I was like, what are we doing? And you could. Also, I was like, in real life, if that worked, I was like, me and Mike were friends, or my brother, anything, we were drifting. You can't lie about shit. I mean, you couldn't lie about anything. You're like, dude, Like as soon as you drift it, you fucking had that drift. You're like, as soon as it was over, you're like, motherfucker, dude.
Quit thinking about that time you jacked off and rubbed peanut butter all over your face.
Dude, what the fuck, man? You did that in college? What are you talking about, dude? I didn't do anything. It's like, dude, she was my bitch.
You
Like,
peed in my Cheerios?
I did. Oh no, almost.
I knew that milk
Spilled
was in
my
yellow.
They're fighting this one robot or this monster, and it pulls out fucking pterodactyl wings, which is badass. You've never seen that at all yet.
It was like Tremors,
I
because
know.
they keep like transforming into better shit.
I know, you're like, it just keeps getting better. So this thing fucking flaps its wings and it's taking the robot up into space. And then they're like, activate sword. I'm like, what the fuck? And they pull out this long ass, it literally is like, then it really is complete. It's Megazord. It's fucking Power Ranger. And it's this big ass sword and they chop its fucking wing off. But it's like, where was
Why
that
you
sword?
been picking up boats and shit?
I know.
Or just use the fucking sword. That sword was badass. And
And
I love that way it ended. Like the final shot it delivered, it was like,
It's almost like the ending of a manga cartoon when he was like, and
Yeah,
all these
it's-
like fireworks were flying
part
out.
of this movie felt like
Manga?
an anime, like manga type shit. I don't watch that
I
stuff,
don't
but it felt like it. And then you've got that. Speaking of that, the Miko girl. I can't remember her name.
Miko, something.
Her storyline, I could give a fuck less about it. That's great. You know, she's trying to get vengeance for her family dying, and so is everybody else. Though, I mean, who gives a shit?
First put her in the thing to drift, she's like don't follow the white rabbit. Don't latch onto one memory. If you follow the white rabbit, you're fucked. Which so because all these memories are going, they should just let it flow. Don't latch onto one. But she latches onto one specific memory of her family getting killed, and
Almost kills everyone.
I know. And then the guy's like trying to get, he's like Miko, whatever her name is, trying to get her out of it. If it had been me, I'd been fucking pissed. I'm like, all right, fuck this shit. She's with the rabbit. She's got the rabbit. I'm done. And I wouldn't even like. He takes care of her like he's holding her. So like, fuck it. I was like, give me a new co-pilot. Give me somebody with a better fighting record and no more white rabbits.
And then they forced a romance on top of it.
That was
So
all
it's like,
forced. That was just
oh,
in there.
shit.
And then the Sky Marshal, the guy in front, was the daddy, basically the surrogate father.
They focused way too much.
Yeah,
on
they
that
even
shit.
had a whole thing dedicated to her. Like when she becomes the new pilot of the guy that they bring out of retirement. There because we didn't mention that. The way after they decommission the robot program, they figure, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna decommission all the robots, and we're gonna build a giant fucking border wall, where it's gonna be a big giant concrete wall, and that's gonna
And
stop.
then one day a monster was like, "Fuck it."
I know, it's like seriously, it's like you're gonna build a concrete wall that somehow it's concrete, and a monster has been like tearing through your city like through concrete buildings that mean nothing, and that's going to stop them because we used extra good concrete.
I love it. Perlman had a badass death.
It was funny, dude. Like, it was just-
He was just kind of like, "I seen it," and then he got eaten. But no,
yeah, and that thing was nasty as fuck, dude. Like this, they killed this one big giant thing, and it's weird because it was they figured out it's clone, but for some reason this one was pregnant. So why is it? I don't understand why it was pregnant. if they're-
super sperm. This whole movie is pretty badass.
Yeah, I know. We are hating a little. It seems like I'm hating on a little bit for just
No.
little small things, but that's just it's a spoiler review, so we're just giving you it all.
Like even the way the
We're
movie
spreading
ends.
the butt cheeks and letting it all out.
Even the way that movie ends with the typical, is the hero dead? Is he not dead? You know he's not fucking dead. You know he just
Oh,
stopped
yeah.
breathing, and then like he was just being a dick about it. He was like, "You're squeezing me too tight."
I would do that too, though. If I had
Yeah.
done something that looked like the ultimate sacrifice and the girl was like all into it, I'd be like,
You like
she's
walk out of
she
the
was like,
smoke or something.
She was
you'd
like,
be
holding me. Oh yeah, I would like
over dramatize it.
It's like, and then someone's like, let me have some. I'm okay.
Awesome special effects.
The
and
special
it was
effects, you can't
pretty
say enough
corny.
about that. I mean, the special effects just will blow your wiener.
I tried to mention this in another review. The soundtrack was badass.
Oh, God, yeah.
awesome, amazing soundtrack. One of the best soundtracks of the summer, maybe the best soundtrack of the summer. But
It fucking
anyways,
pumps you up.
Yep.
Like, that's the kind of song, the music that you listen to the orchestra shit, and you're like driving your car and like you make faces at yourself. You're like,
take turns too fast.
I know.
I'm going to Walmart.
no, you just like look at yourself in the mirror. You try to get the heroic chin. You're like,
Then Cabo happened. We both gave it an 8.0. We both love this movie. Question we asked in the last one: what was your favorite monster movie? But if you're watching this, obviously you've seen the movie. So what did you like, hate about Pacific Rim? What's your rating? Comment below. Let us know. I'm out of breath. And by the way,
Yeah.
we're fucking stupid, and we forgot to stay after the credits. We totally missed whatever.
so if you guys have seen it, let us know what it is.
Yeah, tell us below. It's a spoiler review.
I know.
See you guys next time.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.